A rare interstellar comet, 3I/Atlas, is racing toward Mars with a close pass on October 3rd.
When astronomers first tracked the unusual interstellar object now known as 3I Atlas, there was a ripple of fascination across the scientific community. Unlike the earlier interstellar visitors, such as Oumuamua and Borisov, this body carried with it something far stranger than expected. Michio Kaku, the well-known theoretical physicist and futurist, brought international attention to a claim that stunned both scientists and the public alike. 9 hidden objects had been discovered traveling alongside 3I Atlas as it slipped through our solar system. This revelation was not a passing observation, but one that opened a cascade of questions about the very fabric of cosmic exploration and the mysteries still lurking in the interstellar dark. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The presence of multiple escorts with a primary interstellar traveler was unprecedented. Up until this moment, every object known to cross into our solar system from the great beyond had been solitary, rogue wanderers moving under the indifferent pull of gravity. But here was a case where 9 companions were following the path of a central body, maintaining a formation that could not be easily dismissed as mere chance. Kaku's discussion about this peculiar discovery ignited a wave of speculation, not just among astronomers, but among those who ponder the broader questions of intelligence, design, and hidden cosmic patterns. The 9 objects were not just faint specks lost in the glare of 3I Atlas. Early tracking data suggested they were tightly grouped, neither colliding with each other nor drifting away. The precision of this arrangement was baffling. For natural debris, the expectation would have been chaotic dispersion, fragments tumbling in unpredictable arcs. Instead, what was observed resembled an escort convoy, a coordinated progression through space. That very coordination was what made Kaku's commentary so gripping, as he raised the possibility that such structures were far beyond ordinary celestial mechanics. One of the most compelling aspects of the escorting bodies was their reflectivity. Telescopic surveys hinted that these objects possessed surfaces with anomalous reflective qualities, unlike standard rocky asteroids or icy comets. While not producing their own light, they bounced back signals in a way that made astronomers sit up and take notice. Were these merely metallic-rich asteroids, or did their reflectivity point to surfaces shaped and smoothed in a way nature rarely manages? That subtle clue suggested there was more to these companions than meets the eye. The trajectory itself told another story. As 3I Atlas cut through the solar system, its companions remained within a measured distance, not succumbing to gravitational scattering from nearby planets or the sun. Typically, the uneven pulls of solar tides or planetary flybys would alter the paths of small fragments. Yet this convoy retained cohesion, gliding in synchronization with their leader. For Michio Kaku, this kind of stability raised an uncomfortable but exhilarating notion. Perhaps natural explanations could not fully capture what was unfolding. The hidden objects once revealed became subjects of intense analysis through spectroscopic methods. The faint signals returning from them indicated unusual compositions, with traces of heavy elements rare in naturally occurring interstellar bodies. These materials hinted at high-density alloys, substances that typically require significant processes to form in abundance. To theorists, this was a clue worth lingering on. Were these bodies the remains of an ancient technological framework? Were they relics cast adrift from some civilization's ambitious attempt at interstellar voyaging? Speculation aside, what made this discovery compelling in a scientific sense was its defiance of expectations. The solar system had seen its share of unusual visitors, but none carrying an entourage like this. Kaku emphasized that the discovery forces humanity to reconsider its assumptions about interstellar phenomena. If even one of these objects turned out to be artificial in origin, it would mark the most profound discovery in the history of human exploration. But even if they were not artificial, their tightly knit behavior would require an entirely new understanding of gravitational clustering and interstellar dynamics. The implications stretched beyond astronomy into philosophy. What does it mean if interstellar space harbors objects moving in orchestrated patterns? Could there be unseen forces, magnetic structures, plasma currents, or even gravitational anomalies guiding these entities through the cosmos? Or was this an engineered arrangement, a system designed to move as a whole? Michio Kaku has often spoken about civilizations far beyond our own, capable of harnessing stellar energy and bending physics to their will. In light of this discovery, his vision seemed less speculative and more urgently relevant. For scientists, the 9 hidden escorts presented an opportunity to sharpen observation techniques. Every detail mattered. The velocity at which they traveled, their surface spectra, their orientation to each other, and their energy absorption from solar radiation. As they passed through the inner solar system, researchers trained an array of instruments to catch every possible glimpse. The challenge was immense, given how quickly interstellar visitors move, but the chance to capture data on such a configuration was once in a lifetime. The precision required reminded humanity of how small it is in the grand cosmic stage, where mysteries approach and vanish almost too quickly to grasp. The cultural dimension was equally significant. Humanity has always wondered whether the stars hold companions, watchers, or architects. The 9 objects, following 3I Atlas, immediately entered conversations about cosmic order, about whether advanced civilizations might leave breadcrumbs across the universe. In a sense, the discovery tapped into humanity's oldest myths, where celestial events were rarely random but instead carried meaning, messages, or omens. Now, armed with telescopes and equations, the mythic curiosity of ancient peoples found a new parallel in modern science. Another profound implication arose from the timing of the discovery. At a point in history when humanity is beginning to extend its presence beyond Earth, building plans for lunar bases, Mars expeditions, and deep space telescopes, the appearance of an interstellar visitor with a convoy-like entourage carried symbolic weight. It was as if the universe had chosen to remind humanity that space is not empty, that structures beyond imagination traverse it silently, and that our species' ambitions are but a whisper compared to the deep orchestration already at play out there. Kaku's emphasis on the 9 hidden objects was not just a report of a scientific anomaly, but a call to expand the scope of inquiry. To think of them as random fragments was insufficient. To think of them as entirely artificial was bold, but within the realm of possibility. What mattered was the drive to question, to measure, and to keep the mind open to revelations that upset comfortable paradigms. If 3I Atlas was an emissary, its companions were messengers of a still untold story. The discovery also intersected with the study of cosmic archaeology. Some researchers have theorized that advanced civilizations might launch fleets of probes or devices designed to last across eons, spreading knowledge or surveying distant systems. The convoy seen alongside 3I Atlas could fit into such a model. Even if inert, even if no longer transmitting, their existence would suggest an intention written into the fabric of the galaxy, a reminder that intelligence, once arisen, seeks permanence across the stars. At the same time, more cautious voices within astronomy urged restraint. Natural explanations must be exhausted before extraordinary conclusions are embraced. The possibility of gravitational clustering, the chance of coincidental trajectories, or unknown properties of interstellar debris fields all remain on the table. Yet even within that caution lies awe, for each of those explanations would themselves mark new chapters in the study of cosmic dynamics. Whether natural or not, the escort of 3I Atlas forces the expansion of scientific imagination. The story of 3I Atlas and its companions carries a weight of wonder that will not soon fade. 9 hidden objects, unveiled as fellow travelers in the vast void, remind humanity that the cosmos is alive with surprises. Michio Kaku's voice amplified that wonder, urging the world to pay attention to the possibility that what passes through our solar system may carry secrets from realms far beyond. In their silent passage, these bodies invited humanity to look deeper, to question harder, and to dream bigger about its place in the great unfolding tapestry of the universe. The revelation that 3I Atlas was not alone as it traversed our solar system continues to reverberate through scientific circles and beyond. The 9 hidden companions unveiled alongside it remain an enigma, each detail about their presence peeling back layers of mystery rather than offering simple answers. While early speculation addressed their arrangement and strange reflective properties, what lingers now are broader implications for humanity's understanding of interstellar motion, cosmic engineering, and the potential for deliberate structures in deep space. The conversation is no longer just about a single object cutting through the solar system. but about the larger context in which such a convoy might exist, and what it suggests about the universe's hidden architectures. One area that has gained particular traction in the aftermath of this discovery is the study of celestial resonance and orbital harmonics. Typically, objects that move together over long distances without dispersing exhibit some form of resonant relationship, like Jupiter's Trojan asteroids, which occupy stable points in the planet's orbit due to gravitational balancing acts. Yet the companions of 3I Atlas do not appear to be gravitationally bound in any familiar sense. They are too distant from each other to be locked into a simple resonance, yet too ordered to be drifting apart. This paradox has triggered an intense reevaluation of how natural objects might sustain such cohesion across vast distances. Could unknown interstellar forces, perhaps linked to dark matter or exotic magnetic interactions, be guiding them? If so, their study could lead to a breakthrough in understanding the hidden scaffolding that shapes galactic structures. Another dimension worth exploring is the sheer improbability of such a convoy entering our solar system at precisely the right time for observation. The chance alignment of telescopes, surveys, and detection algorithms required to capture this fleeting event borders on miraculous. Interstellar visitors typically pass unnoticed, their faint paths crossing without fanfare. That humanity happened to catch 3I Atlas along with its hidden companions raises questions about how many such convoys may have slipped by undetected in the past. It also suggests the possibility that our solar system is part of a broader network of interstellar traffic, with objects and clusters traversing it more often than previously assumed. If true, the cosmos may be far busier than human perception has allowed, with streams of coordinated bodies quietly threading the galactic lanes. Beyond mechanics and probability lies the profound enigma of composition. Spectroscopic surveys hinted that these companions bore traces of heavy metals uncommon in free-floating natural objects. If these findings hold under further scrutiny, it reshapes expectations about how matter is distributed across the galaxy. The presence of rare alloys suggests origins in places of intense stellar processing, supernova remnants or dense planetary cores. But the clustering of such materials into 9 distinct escorts, all maintaining formation, leads to another puzzle. Why here? Why now? And why together? This clustering could imply that they are fragments of a greater whole, perhaps remnants of a shattered interstellar structure, with each piece still tracing the ghost of its original order. That idea of a greater whole lends itself naturally to speculation about engineered constructs. If, for instance, 3I Atlas and its companions are fragments of a once unified megastructure, their cohesion might be a lingering imprint of design rather than accident. Michio Kaku has long discussed the possibility of civilizations capable of constructing vast star-spanning artifacts, drawing from the Kardashev scale of technological advancement. A Type 2 or 3 civilization could, in theory, scatter probes or modules across space, linked by subtle guidance systems invisible to us, but sufficient to maintain coherence over light years. To stumble upon even the ruins of such an enterprise would be akin to discovering fossils from an alien age, confirmation that intelligence has blossomed elsewhere, leaving traces for those capable of perceiving them. A related line of thought points towards self-organizing behavior. In natural systems, emergent order can arise when small agents follow simple rules, like birds in a flock or fish in a school. What if the companions of 3I Atlas are not passive debris, but autonomous entities capable of adjusting their positions relative to one another? Their apparent synchronization may not be dictated from an external source, but from within, suggesting an inherent ability to maintain group formation. In such a case, they could represent a form of robotic life, or at least a distributed intelligence designed to endure the long solitude of interstellar drift. This possibility bridges the gap between biology and technology, hinting that evolution itself may have multiple pathways across the cosmos. These scenarios, whether natural or artificial, open doors to broader implications for human ambition. As Earth-based technologies edge closer to interstellar aspirations, studying the mechanics of 3I, Atlas's convoy may provide a roadmap for how to organize long-distance space travel. Instead of sending a single probe into the void, perhaps the future of exploration lies in fleets of small, cooperative units traveling together, sharing resources and protecting one another against cosmic hazards. The Nine Companions may, in this sense, embody a principle that humanity has yet to master: survival through unity at galactic scales. Equally fascinating are the cultural and symbolic resonances this discovery has sparked. Throughout history, groups of celestial bodies have carried deep meaning: clusters of stars forming constellations, planetary alignments marking turning points in myth and prophecy. To witness an interstellar convoy in real time is to relive that sense of cosmic choreography, where the heavens appear not random but intentional. Ancient traditions might have seen the 9 escorts as messengers or guardians, each carrying hidden truths. In modern terms, they could be thought of as signals of a universe woven with order, reminders that the cosmos may not be as indifferent as once imagined. The scientific community now faces the challenge of framing research priorities around this fleeting opportunity. As the convoy slips further from observation, the data captured must be combed with extraordinary rigor. Advanced simulations are already underway, attempting to replicate the stability of 9 objects maintaining formation under interstellar conditions. These models may uncover new laws of clustering, resonance, or material interactions. And if they fail to replicate the phenomenon naturally, the case for artificial origin only grows stronger. In either outcome, the scientific payoff is immense: either the discovery of new physics or evidence of technological sophistication beyond Earth. The 9 hidden objects also push the boundaries of communication. If they were designed, even as relics, one must consider the possibility that they carry information. Their formation itself may be a form of message, geometry as language. Human beings have long speculated that extraterrestrial civilizations might use universal patterns, such as prime numbers or simple geometric arrays, to announce their presence. The symmetry and coherence of the convoy could be just such a pattern, legible not in words but in arrangement. Decoding whether such meaning exists requires interdisciplinary work, drawing not just from astronomy but from mathematics, linguistics, and even art. From a practical standpoint, the discovery challenges the way humanity prioritizes exploration funding. Investments in next-generation telescopes and detection networks are no longer simply about cataloging exoplanets or mapping cosmic microwave background radiation. They become the instruments through which future convoys might be detected and tracked. Missing such opportunities could mean overlooking the most significant discoveries in history. If the 9 companions of 3I Atlas fade into the black without adequate observation, humanity may be left forever wondering what clues they carried. There is also a sobering aspect to this revelation. If these escorts are indeed artificial, they may have been traveling for millions of years. Their creators long vanished or evolved into unimaginable forms. Humanity would not be encountering contemporaries but echoes, artifacts drifting across gulfs of time. The poignancy of such an encounter lies in its dual message: confirmation that life has flourished elsewhere, and a reminder of the fragility of civilizations, which may burn brightly but briefly against the backdrop of eternity. These escorts, in their silent glide, might be tombstones as much as emissaries. Conversely, if they are natural, their implications are no less profound. They would represent a new category of interstellar body, convoy formations, that demand a rewrite of astrophysical textbooks. Their study could uncover mechanisms of clustering that affect not only wandering objects, but the formation of galaxies themselves. In this sense, the 9 companions could be microcosms of larger cosmic dynamics, windows into processes that shape the very architecture of the universe. Their presence, fleeting though it may be, could anchor new theories with repercussions reaching far beyond the boundaries of the solar system. One cannot ignore the psychological impact of the discovery. For the broader public, the idea of 9 hidden escorts transforms abstract astronomy into a narrative that feels alive, almost cinematic. It is one thing to hear of a lone comet from beyond the stars. It is another to imagine a caravan slipping silently through the solar system, its purpose inscrutable, its presence undeniable. This imagery stirs imagination, fuels literature and art, and plants seeds of wonder in generations who will look up at the night sky differently. The cosmos becomes not just vast, but inhabited with patterns, convoys, and mysteries that demand attention. As the escorts of 3I Atlas recede into interstellar darkness, their legacy will remain as a benchmark in the timeline of discovery. They remind humanity that vigilance is required, that the universe will not always present its wonders twice. The data gathered, limited though it may be, will ripple through decades of analysis. Every spectral line, every measurement of reflectivity, every recorded trajectory will be scrutinized for clues. And in that painstaking work, humanity demonstrates its willingness to listen to the cosmos, to hear even the faintest whispers from beyond. What lies ahead is a race between imagination and evidence. The companions of 3i Atlas may never return, but their existence has expanded the boundaries of possibility. They have invited human beings to consider civilizations that scatter artifacts across the stars, natural processes that defy current understanding, and the profound reality that the universe remains full of hidden escorts awaiting discovery. Whether technological remnants, emergent clusters, or symbols of cosmic order, they will stand as markers of a turning point. The moment when humanity realized that interstellar visitors could come not as solitary wanderers but as processions, carrying with them the weight of questions too vast to ignore. The passage of 3i Atlas and its 9 concealed escorts did more than bend the limits of scientific frameworks. It set in motion a cascade of inquiries that branched into multiple disciplines, from astrophysics to anthropology, from engineering to philosophy. Each companion, silent and enigmatic, can be thought of as a puzzle piece scattered across the backdrop of the galaxy, yet still retaining the shape of an unbroken picture. Humanity, standing at the edge of understanding, now confronts the sheer scale of what such a procession implies. That the universe may harbor systems, structures, and phenomena whose complexity has only just begun to reveal itself. Closely tied to this is the question of time. The companions likely began their journey long before human civilization had emerged, perhaps even before Earth itself had cooled into habitability. Their persistence in maintaining formation across such timescales emphasizes not just durability, but remarkable stability. This stability raises questions about the lifespan of interstellar objects and how long patterns can endure before succumbing to entropy. For cosmologists, this offers a rare glimpse into processes spanning millions of years. To track their trajectory backward could lead to insights about the environments they originated from, opening windows onto distant corners of the galaxy where stars once lived, died, or gave rise to exotic structures that seeded the escorts now seen gliding in unison. The visual symmetry of the convoy also invites deeper exploration of geometry as a cosmic principle. Across nature, symmetry often signals balance, efficiency, or even intention. Spiral galaxies, crystalline structures, and planetary orbits all exhibit geometric harmonies. The companions of 3i Atlas, by appearing in what seems to be an orchestrated alignment, extend that principle into interstellar space. Whether natural or artificial, their geometry suggests the universe favors order amid chaos. If natural, this order challenges assumptions about how debris disperses. If artificial, it would indicate a deliberate attempt to encode meaning in motion. Geometry, after all, is the universal language, intelligible regardless of biology, culture, or planetary origin. That humanity should witness a procession of 9 objects aligned in concert is a reminder that meaning may be woven into the very dance of celestial bodies. Parallel to scientific curiosity is the pressing matter of technology. If the 9 companions are remnants of an engineered design, even at their most degraded, they represent technological principles far beyond human capabilities. Consider the possibility that they are constructed from materials designed to withstand cosmic radiation, collisions with dust, and the gravitational stresses of passing near stars. Such resilience would serve as a template for the next generation of spacecraft. Engineers on Earth could study these escorts as models for designing autonomous fleets capable of surviving eons. Even without physical samples, their mere endurance provides lessons about how to approach longevity in space travel, a problem humanity must solve if it hopes to explore the galaxy in earnest. A more speculative but no less compelling idea is that the 9 escorts may function as a distributed system, much like a constellation of satellites. On Earth, communication networks rely on multiple orbiters working in tandem, relaying signals, sharing data, and ensuring redundancy. In deep space, a convoy could serve a similar function, spreading risk across multiple nodes while maintaining connectivity over vast distances. If the companions of 3I Atlas embody such a principle, then humanity has just witnessed a working model of galactic-scale networking. This raises questions about whether the escorts are silent relics or active participants in an ancient system still functioning long after its creators vanished. Another field shaken by the revelation is planetary defense. Traditionally, Earth has been concerned with lone asteroids or comets on collision courses. But the appearance of a convoy highlights an overlooked scenario: the potential for clusters of interstellar objects to enter the solar system simultaneously. Should a convoy's trajectory intersect Earth, humanity would not face a single impactor but a barrage of coordinated threats. This requires rethinking defense strategies. Intercepting or diverting one object is already an immense challenge. Facing 9 would require unprecedented coordination and technology. The convoy of 3I Atlas underscores the need to anticipate scenarios once considered unthinkable, preparing Earth for encounters that reflect the true complexity of cosmic traffic. The philosophical resonance of the discovery cannot be overstated. The 9 companions act as a mirror, reflecting humanity's own search for meaning in a vast and indifferent cosmos. For some, they symbolize the possibility of kinship, a reminder that intelligence may not be unique to Earth. For others, they underscore the fragility of existence, as even enduring convoys may represent civilizations long extinct. And for still others, they serve as prompts to humility. Humanity's instruments can barely capture fleeting glimpses of such wonders, yet those wonders traverse the galaxy ceaselessly, whether seen or unseen. The escorts become a metaphor for the unknown, always present, rarely perceived, endlessly shaping human imagination. Anthropologists and cultural historians are particularly interested in how this event reshapes collective narratives. Just as comets once inspired myths of omen and change, the convoy of 3I Atlas has already begun to filter into modern storytelling. Writers, artists, and filmmakers seize upon the imagery of 9 silent companions journeying through the night, each one a vessel of mystery. These cultural expressions not only preserve the event for posterity, but also expand its significance, embedding it within the shared consciousness of humanity. Generations to come may remember the convoy not merely as a scientific anomaly, but as a symbol of humanity's awakening to the wider universe. The discovery also intersects with ethics. If the escorts of 3I Atlas are artificial, does humanity have the right to investigate them further, to attempt interception, or even to bring one into orbit for study? Such actions would parallel the ethics of archaeology, where questions of ownership, preservation, and respect for cultural heritage arise. In the interstellar context, the stakes are even higher. Interfering with ancient artifacts may risk destroying invaluable data, while leaving them untouched could mean missing insights that might transform civilization. The balance between curiosity and respect becomes a new frontier for ethical debate, one that may define humanity's approach to future encounters. An equally intriguing implication concerns communication strategy. If the convoy represents a deliberate message, then perhaps humanity should consider how to respond. What language could be used? What symbols would be universally legible? For decades, scientists have debated the risks and rewards of active SETI, sending signals into space in hopes of contact. The escorts of 3I Atlas reframe this debate. They may already embody a message, one delivered not in radio waves but in motion, formation, and endurance. Decoding such a message would require interdisciplinary collaboration, blending physics with semiotics, mathematics with philosophy. The challenge is not just to listen but to interpret, to recognize meaning where others might see only chance. There are also implications for the search for exoplanets. If convoys of interstellar objects exist, then their distribution could hint at planetary systems capable of producing such structures. Tracing the convoy's trajectory backward may reveal its point of origin, perhaps even linking it to a known exoplanetary system. If so, then humanity may, for the first time, have identified not just a distant planet, but evidence of activity connected to it. This would transform exoplanetary science from distant observation to indirect encounter, offering tantalizing clues about the processes or civilizations that may shape other systems. Mars may be the next step, but convoys like 3I Atlas hint that the ultimate horizon lies far beyond. They remind humanity that its destiny is not limited to a single star system, but is entwined with the galaxy at large. To encounter a convoy now, at this pivotal moment in technological development, may serve as a cosmic nudge, an invitation to quicken the pace, to see Mars not as an endpoint, but as a stepping stone toward the stars. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on hidden objects escorting 3I Atlas through space? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.